Masih ki Jai. Praise the Lord. I welcome each one of you today to this session. We are talking about the Passion Week of Jesus Christ. During this time, we remember the sufferings and the pain that he went through and the reason why he went through. This is day 2. I'm reading from Luke chapter 19, beginning from verse 41. And when he was come near, he beheld the city and wept over it, saying, If thou hadst known, even thou at the least in this thy day, the things which belong unto thy peace, but now they are hid from thine eyes. For the days shall come upon thee, that thine enemies shall cast a trench about thee, and compass thee around, and keep thee on every side, and shall lay thee even with the ground, and thy children within thee, and they shall not leave in thee one stone upon another, because thou knewest know the time of thy visitation. And he went into the temple, and began to cast out them that sold thereon, and with them that bought, saying unto them, It is written, My house is the house of prayer, but you have made it a den of thieves. And he taught daily in the temple, but the chief priests and the scribes and chief of the people sought to destroy him, and could not find what they might do, for all the people were very attentive to him, to hear him. We learn from these verses how great is the tenderness and compassion of Christ for sinners. We observe that as he came near Jerusalem for the last time, it is said that when he beheld the city, he wept. Now he knew well the people of Jerusalem. He knew their cruelty. He knew their self-righteousness. He knew their stubbornness. He knew their obstinate prejudice against truth. He knew their pride of heart. He knew that within a few days he will be unjustly judged. He knew he will be delivered to the Gentiles. He knew that he will be crucified. Knowing all of this, he still pitied for Jerusalem. He beheld the city and wept. We make a big mistake if we think that he cares only for the believers. Let us remember that he cares for all, and he desires that all might be saved. We will not be true Christians if we do not have concern about the unsaved persons. The Lord's visit to the temple demands our attention. He found his Father's house in such a bad state. He saw everything out of order and out of course. He found that courts were used for worldly transaction, money-making, personal business transactions were being carried out in the temple. Jews coming from foreign countries found easy place to change money inside the temple. He saw bullock, sheep, and other animals sold inside the temple. This made him very angry, a holy anger. He cast them all out who sold and bought. He threw the tables of money changers. There was no resistance from them, for they knew what they were doing was wrong and that Jesus was right. As the astonished traders fled, these words came ringing into their ears. It is written, My house is the house of prayer, but you have made it a den of thieves. What he did on that day is striking type of what he will do when he comes the second time. The visible church will be purified as he purified the temple in Jerusalem. He will cleanse everything that defiles and works of iniquities. Every worldly professor of those audacious, disgraceful, and abominable public conduct will be thrown out. No worshipper of money or lover of gain will be allowed in that magnificent temple which he will build to exhibit to the world. Today, my desire is that we will begin to live daily in expectation of his soon coming back. Let us all do a self-examination, and that we may not be condemned. Malachi puts it this way in chapter 3, verse 2. But who may abide the day of his coming? And who shall stand when he appeareth? For he is like a refiner's fire and like a fuller's soap. My prayer is that each one of us will do a self-examination and each day be ready, expecting the Lord to return and ready to meet him when he comes. God bless you.